Well, as we know, the LIV Golf Team Championship coming to the Cardinal at St. John's in Plymouth. I just played it for the first time actually a couple weeks ago. It'll be August 22nd to 24th, 2025. And I got to say, Justin, it's been great to kind of get behind the scenes a little bit and work with the LIV crew and start assisting with some of the efforts that they're going to be doing for this tournament. You guys will be seeing a lot more of that, but there's really a lot that goes into it besides just, of course, the star-studded field and the attendance and the ticket sales. I'm excited to continue to talk to everyone about this tournament and how they can get involved too.
It is exciting. That's first and foremost is, we're really, really pumped that we're going to have the opportunity to help, get some of the branding and stuff out there. But one of the things that kind of like resonated, and I didn't even think about it until I said it like on the meeting, was that Michigan's just different. Our sports fandom is just different than a lot of different places. And you look at the TV ratings for LIV right now. And like, and I know you just did a video on this the other day. The analysis between the most watched Rocket Classic ever on on TV this past weekend lives in Dallas, and like their numbers weren't comparable by a long stretch. And the attendance at the Rocket, because you and I both went, was not necessarily the greatest attended event. I can almost bet LIV will be sold out. I think there'll be wall-to-wall people because it's a once in a potentially lifetime opportunity. I mean, especially for the team championship, which is even more exciting because it's not just another
and it's a combination of stroke and match, which will be really interesting to see what they shoot.
And you've seen this. We've done the whole when Detroit and Metro Detroit and Michigan get an opportunity to show out for sports, we show up, and that's like the biggest thing. And I can't wait to see how many people, Metro Detroit golfers and beyond, get involved with some of the different opportunities that we're going to have to offer. But also just to go out there and see this different golf tournament. But it's, again, their biggest draw, LIV's biggest draw, is always going to be their names. Because I can't even tell you who won the Rocket Classic, and it was here 4 days ago.
Pot heater?
I'm just so excited to see Brooks Koepka play again. And Bryson DeChambeau bang 400-yard drive.
Yep.
And all those, Dustin Johnson and
Phil Mickelson,
all the guys,
everybody.
I'm so excited about that.
Neiman's playing great. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, and obviously it's a 54-hole 3-day tournament. You have the different type of event too: shotgun start, stroke and match play. Think about that just from a fan perspective as well, where you're going to see different types of golf throughout the 3 days. And you're also, from a shotgun start perspective, you know what that also means? It's, quite frankly, it helps people plan their days a little bit too. Instead of, hey, all right, do we want to go to the Rocket at early 9 or 10 a.m. or do we want to show up more towards 2 and do it from 2 to 6? This is just, okay, everyone's on the course at the same time.
Get out.
You don't have to worry about missing a player, or help, we're not getting there till 1. Oh, shoot. So-and-so teed off at 7:28 this morning. We're not going to see them.
Right.
You're going to see everybody.
Right. It's actually, more I think about it, it's just not the norm. And I think that's what the biggest problem for most people is. It's just not, oh, well, I'm used to the leaders teeing off at 2:06. Right. And it's like, okay, but they're not, And I also think if you just said something very interesting about, I've never seen a Ryder Cup in person. I've never been able to go to the Ryder Cup.
I have, yeah.
This is a very interesting thing because, the match play element of it is very Ryder Cup-y. When do we watch these guys play match play?
Yeah.
We don't. Unless you're watching the Ryder Cup or one of the US play versus, the rest of the world. So it's like, give me that opportunity in my backyard, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Like 100%.
I do think they'll have good crowds. Obviously, ticket sales and they have so many different hospitality options and all-inclusive options, and I'll be curious to see how well attended those are. I'll also be very curious to see what these guys shoot out there. The course is not going to play too long for them. It's going to play just just barely over 7,000 yards. What did I shoot out there? I think I shot 82 or something, 83.
Did you tip it out or no?
No.
Okay.
No, I honestly didn't play great, but there are definitely some holes where they're going to be able to drive, and I think it'll show well on TV overall. It's in a good location for people to get there for parking, proximity, hotels. Definitely excited for it. I am also excited, like you said, to be able to talk over the next few weeks more about how people can get involved and volunteer and some of the stuff that we'll be helping them with
Mhm.
regarding volunteer, some messaging about ticket sales, hopefully some good content with
Right.
players and everything like that. So, to your point, the field is definitely gonna be just a ton of big names for people. When you got guys like Phil and Rom and
So,
Bryson and DJ and Brooks.
let me ask you this about that. You miss them? You miss them?
I mean, I of course,
I miss those guys.
I think everybody misses the best players playing together every single week. That's why there's such a premium on the majors now. Well, I miss them, but what I don't put up with is when people say that, oh well, Scotty wouldn't have all these wins if he had to play against Burke. I don't want to take away from the guys on tour
Right.
because I do think and know that the depth on tour right now and these young guys coming out, Dunlap, Clanton, there's so much ridiculous depth. Ludwig is still a
Yeah.
super young guy.
Oh,
Look
he's
at
gonna
Pat Geeter, who's
he's
20 years old, that
done.
just won at the Rocket. Super young and great, talented golfers. But yeah, I think everybody misses having these guys together all the time.
It's when they play in a major. That's the part where it's like they're letting them come back. The Masters. They're walking around and they're gonna, Rory not saying a word the whole round. Like, it's just like the live versus. I just love it. I love that.
Live versus everybody.
Yeah,
And Mark, they should
yeah. Let's
live versus everybody.
we'll pitch it at our next meeting. But no, I miss those guys. So that is an intriguing part of this whole thing too. Is like when Koepka won those majors, I was like, dude, I think Koepka's my favorite player. And then he went to live, and like everyone, he became the villain, if you
Yep.
will. It's the same thing with Phil Mickelson being the mouthpiece on tour for so long, and he was like, oh, I'm getting the hell out of here. And so
It's just really interesting that it's coming here too. I remember hearing whispers about it, and I didn't really think much of it. And then, sure enough, the Cardinal, which is a newer course, as we've talked about, in terms of it was 27 holes, now it's 18. They put a lot of money into it. But how it came here, of all places, I don't even know the answer to that.
right.
And that's something that we need to
We're gonna dive in. Here's the fun thing, just for you guys. We're obviously gonna be telling a lot of these stories because, like, I think that's such an interesting thing of all the golf courses in the United States to have your LIV Team Championship at, and they play abroad too. They play down in Mexico and they play across the pond
at a public golf place. Right.
Plymouth, Michigan. Is like, what the hell? Like, I mean, now this would have been one of those things where we talked about Arcadia Bluffs earlier. Why wouldn't they, like, I mean, it could never hurt when, like, airport, but, like, the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Why choose St. John?
Is there what were the financial? There's money involved. Is there bids? Is there look?
But
It's obviously become political.
Think about all the top 50 public golf courses in the country.
Right.
The Cardinal's not on that. So it's like, of all of those 50, the LIV was like, oh, we're gonna skip down and we're gonna go.
But you also got to think though that there are courses who simply are already off the list. No, LIV's never coming.
Yeah,
high stripe courses, and obviously, and for the record, we proudly work with both the PGA Tour and LIV. We're not picking sides here. We want to work and with what's best for golf, and with our companies specifically talking about Metro Detroit golfers. Our priority is how can we best cover the sport of golf in Michigan? How can we be the best outlet for golf and news and engagement in Michigan? I don't care if it's a LIV event. I don't care if it's a Champions Tour event, an LPGA event, a junior event like the US Junior Am we covered at Oakland Hills, a PGA Tour event like the Rocket last week. We're going to cover it, and we're going to provide the best possible content and news and engagement around golf in Michigan, period.
Yeah, because again, golf, whether you like LIV more than PGA or PGA more than LIV, who cares? Like, that's your own personal preference.
Right.
Our preference is golf is awesome. Golf is Michigan's, I don't know, it's easily a top 5 golf state.
Yep. In the fourth most courses and in number 1 cold weather economics.
I mean, it is absolutely a golfer's paradise here. So, yeah, I'm not even going to try to dive into it because there's nothing even to be said.
Right.
So when it comes to the LIV coming, I'm pumped to see the big players come. It's the team championship. Plus, I remember when Dustin Johnson came to the Rocket Classic, the second or third year in its inception.
Yep.
He didn't give two flying shits that he was in Detroit, that he didn't care. He didn't even make the cut, and he was gone. And like, you never saw him again. It's like, he's coming here trying to win a team championship now because there's money on the line, more so than just the individual accolades that come with a PGA Tour win on a second tier.
The season-ending event will feature 13 teams competing for a $50 million purse, bringing global attention to Metro Detroit.
I mean, come on, how awesome is that? So you're going to see these guys dialed in. They're not going to come just collect the 2-day paycheck and then leave. It's a 3-day paycheck, but they got to win, and that's like the
and it's a real and we can dive into the format at a later date, but it's a real interesting format with stroke play, with match play, and then with the drafting. They get to kind of draft based on season rankings who they want to play.
Dude, it feels like a golf, like a dude's golf trip up north.
Yeah, right.
It's like me and my buddy.
Hey, do them. It is up north for them.
Shout out to the Roni Cup. But like, we do a draft every year, pick teams based upon handicaps. Who's an A player, B player, C player. I love that. Then we do the matchups. Who we gonna throw out?
And they're gonna try. Yeah, they're gonna try to entertain. Obviously, with the fan village concert stuff like that. So I'll be interested to see how that happens, and definitely encourage everybody to continue following. We're gonna have a lot.
Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna be rolling out some stuff here in very short order about how you can not only get involved, where you can find your tickets, concert announcements, all the stuff, and make sure you save the date there for that weekend in August. It's gonna be fun.